So guys, on that day, we discussed about profile. So in profile, there are sections which are left SSL, which I thought to cover with SSL profile, NAT profile, and SNAT. So before that, guys, I wanted you to understand a little bit on command line and Wireshark captures, because now we are in stage where we have discussed about the concepts, where we discussed about virtual servers, health monitors, pool members, and all. So I thought to give an overview and discussed topics related to Wireshark and command line. Then we can discuss this SSL and all, because all are interlinked. So whatever things we can configure through GUI, we can configure the same through CLI. That is important, guys. So in interview, it's very important to understand that if you know anything in GUI, you should configure through CLI. So CLI is a command line interface. So all the things can be configured through GUI, but in production environment, maybe some things comes in, like let's say you want to create 100 virtual servers in 15 minutes. Let's say you need to do some automation. For that, you need to understand CLI. So CLI is not difficult, guys. We will go one by one how the CLI works, and I will tell you. It's very easy. I have a video in YouTube also how to learn CLI. So F5, we told, right? F5 is a TMOS operating system, and it works on Linux. Platform is Linux. So it works on directory. So if someone has little bit knowledge on Linux, Linux works on directory. Like we have a root, then we have different user partition and all. So don't worry, we will discuss little bit on Linux, so you will get to know. So guys, let's say now if I go here, I will log in into my F5. So always you need to access CLI through putty. You can log in, let's say this is my GUI. Now I will go to putty. I will just log into CLI also, so that we can discuss GUI and CLI together. So whatever, let's say you need to understand local traffic component, network component, and system component. So we have an LTM, we have LTM module, we have network module, and we have system, let's say. I'm just giving you an example. In that, we have virtual servers, pool, pool member. I'm just giving you, you need to understand this structure. What comes under network tab? Your VLANs, your interfaces, self IP, routing part. What comes under system tab? Your licensing part, your resource provisioning. Also, like there are certificates, SSL certificate, all come under your system tab. So you just need to take care a little bit on this to understand your CLI. So let's say local traffic. See, local traffic has virtual servers, profiles, I rules, pools. So I will tell you where is the use of it, why I am telling you this. So let me just log in. I think putty did not work. I will just access putty. Okay. So I will just log in here to the same IP 192. Always remember that in putty CLI, you should log in via root. Admin password will not work here. So I will just increase the fonts. It's an important topic, guys. Trust me, it's an easy topic, but just understand the logic. If you understand the logic, you will understand. Root. Now we have GUI and we have CLI. Now let's go to the tree structure. So let's say, I'm just giving you an example. Let's say you want to create one virtual server. Virtual server can be configured via GUI also and CLI also. See, through GUI, where we go? We go to local traffic, then virtual server, right? See, local traffic, virtual server, we configured like this. The same thing you can configure here. Option to create is create. Then just remember this. This is the module. Let's say if it's an LTM, then you need to select LTM. Are you getting me? In GUI, it is called local traffic. And in CLI, correspondence is LTM. In network tab, let's say in network, there is network versus in CLI, it is called NET. If you want to configure anything in network tab, in CLI, it should be configured as net. So I will show you that thing also, don't worry. I'm just telling you what is the GUI correspondence. We have a system tab in GUI. We are in CLI, we have a sys tab, SYS. So now let's go further on. So we will go here. Now here, now we have a TMSH architecture. So this LTM module deals with your tree. Like we have a TMOS operating system, right? Traffic management operating system. So that's what we told about. We have a traffic management operating system, right? Everything is based on that. But it's a Linux architecture. We talked about, right? When we log in into Putty, we need to go to TMSH, which is called Traffic Management Shell. So why it is called shell? Let's come to that. So when I talk about local traffic F5 module, F5 has a TMOS, which is a one mode. But there is a shell mode also, which is called TMSH, Traffic Management Shell. So this module, guys, is basically an advanced shell module. Let's say it's a Linux module. Someone wants to run some command like top command to see which directory is taking how many CPU utilization, which process is taking more space. So let's say you want to view some statistics, performance data, or advanced Linux shell. Maybe some advanced Linux F5 commands you need to run. Then you need to run this. You need to go to shell module. So there are two modules or two formats which you have. So when I go here, Putty guys, you see this. See this guys, right now it's in TMSH, where you can run some advanced commands which you cannot run on operating system. It is a shell. See, when you have an F5 tech engineer, they might need to get your some data. Let's say you report some issues. They want to get some statistics data, performance data, or they want to run some commands which are not possible on TMOS mode. So there are two modes. One is TMOS and one is TMSH. So I will give you one example. Let's say for going to TMOS mode, you need to run this command tmsh. So let's say by default you are in shell mode. Now you want to jump into operating system mode, TMOS mode. You need to run this command tmsh. So when I enter this, you will see it has entered into with mode. TMOS, very, very important guys. How to go to from shell mode to TMOS mode. Command to run is tmsh. Now I will show you. Let's say I want to run, I want to get some which process, maybe someone is reporting some CPU issues or memory issues. They are saying that memory of F5 is high. How I can check? So in CLI, the command is top command. See, can you see top command? You cannot run. For that, I need to run tmsh, or you can just run shell mode also. Shell maybe don't work. So better is instead of this, you just run bash. So there are two things. First, you are into tmsh mode. You want to go to tmos. Command is tmsh. Now from tmos to shell mode, you need to run bash command. Because this is an advanced shell. Here you can run guys. Let's say top command. Can you see this? It will give me which process is taking high CPU and memory. Can you see this? Java process, TMM. It will show me that ASM module, which module is taking. Now I want to take memory utilization. So how to check memory utilization? You need to run df minus h. Which directory has how much memory? Let's say someone is reporting that slash where is utilized highly and only 10% space is left. So it's just a advanced command line interface, which is called tmsh. Now I want to see routing table, guys. See, if I went to TMOS mode, can I run this command? Route minus n. I cannot run this. So there are some commands which you cannot run. See, I will go to bash. Now here route. Now you can see route minus ni, or you can say route minus v. It will give me the routing table also. What are the routes? See, 10.2.2, we have the route if there is any route. You can check it. So whatever commands, see, there are some commands which you can run from TMOS, but there are some commands which can only run through tmsh, which is a bash. I need to see routing table. So you can run this command also. I hope many of the people know this netstat minus rn. It will give me the routing table. Memory utilization, performance data that can be run through bash mode only. Advanced shell. Are you getting? Let's say I want to see Linux kernel. So your TMOS operating system has a kernel mode. So this shell mode is a Linux kernel mode. Where you want to see some Linux kernel command. So that is where this is called bash mode in F5. So this mode you can also protect. There are some things which you can protect here. Let's say I don't want normal user to access bash mode. That also you can protect it. Because there are some things which you cannot want advanced commands to run, right? It can impact. So that is where you can go here. Now, if you want to see the description also, there is a command man tmsh. See, it will give you traffic management shell, a command line interface for managing your big IP system. If you want to see description, you can go through this. And you can read also. You can use tmsh to configure big IP in conjunction with configuration utility, which is a GUI mode. It will give you how you need to go to LTM, then how you need to check the virtual. I will go through that, but you need to first understand what are the modes available in F5 CLI. There is a TMOS mode, there is a TMS shell mode. So if you understand this, then it's easy. Okay, guys, now let's go further into CLI mode. I will quit this, just quit it, you will get to. Now let's say I want to come into TMOS mode. You just run tmsh. So that is what it's showing you. TMSH is an hierarchical structure or a tree structure. So I will show you what is modules, what are components, what are commands. So we will discuss one by one everything in detail now. I will show you the tree structure now. So these are the two modes which we discussed, right? TMSH by default it comes under TMSH mode. Now if you want to go to TMOS mode, then you need to run this command tmsh. Let's say you want to review virtual server configuration, health monitor configuration, pool member configuration, then you need to go to TMOS mode. TMSH shell mode is only for some live data, live statistics of performance, memory, CPU that you can review through that routing table or some kernel commands that you don't need to go into detail. Okay, guys. Now here comes, guys, a very, very important. If you understand this, then you can configure anything on CLI. So by default, it's a Linux, right? Linux by default has a root. Root is a father, you can say. So TMOS is an operating system. It has different modules. I was talking about, right? You have LTM module, network module, GTM. Let's say you have a GTM or ASM or a system, sys. So that all are called your modules. Let's say you want to see some users authentication, whether you're using LDAP, you need to go to auth. So these are modules. What are modules? I will show you in GUI. This is one module, local traffic. This is one module. Device management is one module. Security is one module. Network is one module. System is module. So local traffic in CLI module is when you want to configure anything, you need to first go to LTM. Then you need to configure virtual servers, pool and everything. Now, if you want to configure any self IP or any VLAN, in that case, where you will go, guys? You need to go to network module. First, you need to go to net module. So that is why it is called module. So just remember this, you can copy paste also, take the snapshot also. First is a module and whatever comes under that, that is called submodule. Let's say you want to configure virtual server profiles, persistence, then that are called your submodules. In monitor also, there are HTTP module, in-band, TCP, that are called components. So the whole structure is explained. So let's say we have an LTM module. LTM module has submodule monitor, and it has a component which is called HTTP, TCP, that are called your components. Let's say network tab, what is network? In network is one module, or an NET. In CLI, it is called NET, net. In that, I want to configure VLANs. That is called submodules or components. Simple hierarchical structure to understand the topic in detail. Now I will show you why it will come into picture. Modules, submodules, and components. Let's say I want to configure SNAT. First, I need to jump into LTM, then profile, then SNAT. So I will show you how you can jump into one directory to another. So before going here, see guys, this commands I will discuss later on, but let's discuss structure architecture now. Now what I will do is, guys, I will first go into this one. I already have, right? Now I will run, I need to configure virtual server. My task is I need to configure a new virtual server into CLI, or new virtual server through CLI. In that case, first I will go into LTM, because that topics of virtual server comes where, I'm just repeating that virtual servers comes where, and local traffic. Local traffic in correspondence to LTM. In F5 GUI, it is called local traffic. In CLI, it is called LTM, and that is a module. Now I want to configure virtual server. I will go here. I will press LTM. Can you see this? It has changed to tmos.ltm. Now I can just mark question mark here. It will give me what are the modules, what are the components. Node is one component, pool is one component, virtual is one component. Can you see this? Modules and their components. Now I want to configure virtual server. Where I need to go? I need to mention virtual. So see, firstly, where we were on TMOS, then I just entered LTM. Then I need to enter virtual. I'll show you. I will go here. I will mention virtual. That's it. See, now I am into TMOS LTM.virtual. Now I can run this command show. There are two very, very important commands. One is show command, and one is called list command. Please understand the difference between them. What is the difference between show and list? So list command generally will give you configuration data. It will provide you the actual configuration of a virtual server or a component, whatever you want. It will list you. Let's say I want to see all virtual server. So I can run this command, list command. Actual configuration, if you want to see through CLI, you need to run list, then module, then component. Let's say node. I want to see all nodes. And what is the difference? So I will show you here. If I run this list, it will show me all my virtual server configuration. Very, very important, guys. See, it's what very easy. We just entered first mode, we went to TMOS. We were already there. Now I want to see LTM virtual server configuration. I will enter into LTM. Then I mentioned virtual. So it gone to there. Now I just run list command. It will give me all actual configuration of the virtual server. So how many virtual servers are there in GUI? Let's see. Admin, admin. Local traffic, virtual servers. How many virtual servers are there? Four. Four should be there in CLI. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the 4 virtual servers we have. Same thing it's showing. So are you getting? List show you the actual configuration. Now what is show command? Show. If I run show here, it will give me the statistics. How many connections are there? What is the availability? Whether it virtual server is up or not. So the same thing where he will show, right? Statistics. I want to see whether I am getting traffic on my virtual server. Where I go? RGB server stats. So these things I can see on CLI through show command. Very, very important. What is the difference between list versus show? Show will give you the status, statistics, that things are comes under show command, and list command will show you the actual configuration. Okay, guys. Now my task is, guys, I will just ask you one question. Now I want to see all nodes via CLI. Anyone can try? Anyone wants to try? I want to see all nodes via CLI. This is the task. So where I need to go? So let's say I will exit to go to so let's say I'm into TMOS mode now. I want to see all nodes. Can anyone tell on the chat how to see all nodes via CLI? Where I need to go? First of all, you need to understand node comes under which module? Node comes under your local traffic. Local traffic correspondence in CLI equal to LTM. Now where I need to go? LTM. Now what should I do? I don't know anything. I don't know the command. I will mark question mark. Now can you see this node? This one, highlighted one, node. So for where I need to go, I will just quit. I will mention queue here. Okay, I will mention queue. Now I will mention node. So now I'm into local traffic node. What command I need to run to give me all details related to nodes? Should I run show command or should I run list command? Anyone? Should I run list command or should I run show command? I want to see the actual configuration of my node. How many nodes are there? So command is list. See guys. Easy guys. Don't need to cram it. You can mention question mark and see what are the components coming. You don't need to cram it. Also guys, one important concept here. Whatever configuration changes you do via CLI, after that you need to run this command, save sys config. Why? Because by default, you want to configure running configuration. There are two modes here also, running config. So if someone has worked on Juniper, in GUI, we don't save anything, right? Maybe someone did not ask this question. In GUI, whenever we configured anything, do we save anywhere? No. But here, we need to save it. Whenever you do any changes via CLI, guys, in CLI, there are two modes, candidate configuration. In Palo Alto, I hope you heard about commit. If someone has worked on Palo Alto, there is a commit command. To make the changes permanent, I need to save it. So first, whatever do I changes, that comes under candidate. To make it permanent and store in running config, you need to run this save sys config. Whatever changes you do via CLI, run this command. In GUI, it will automatic save. You don't need to run anything. But in CLI, you need to run it. That is only thing you need to remember. So guys, now my question is to you guys are, I will to go back, exit. Now my question is, I want to see interface configuration on my F5. How many interfaces are there on my F5? Where I need to go? Let me just unmute you all. Let's discuss. I need answers on this so that you will also get. Now, guys, you can unmute. I want answers from someone. I will don't go one by one. I will ask question. Yeah, Ali, what is the command to see interface configuration?
List interface details.
Again, my question is, I want to see network interfaces on F5. Which module I need to go first? Let's go one by. Don't tell full command, Ali. You need to tell me the same way which I told you. First, where I need to go? I'm into TMOS mode. Where I need to go?
In LTM.
Are you sure that interfaces are present in LTM? Anyone else?
We need to go to
In network.
Excellent. In network, in CL, in GUI is network. What is the correspondence in CLI?
Net.
Excellent. Now where I need to go?
Interface and then list.
No. First, I'm into TMOS mode.
Net.
Now where I need to go?
net and list.
Now what I need to know? Let's say I don't know anything. What is the interface presentation in CLI?
Question mark.
Excellent. Now here, can you see this interface?
Yeah.
Now I will just press Ctrl L here to go upwards. Now I will enter interface. Now which command I need to run to give you the details?
List.
Oh.
List.
See, don't remember anything. People say that please remember the commands. If you follow this approach of mine, you can gather any details. I will show you how to create also new interfaces pool member. But first I wanted to show you list and show command. Now guys, another question. I want to see memory, or what I will show you. I want to see the self IP configuration through CLI. Anyone want to tell me how to see that?
We need to go to system by going sys.
I want to see self IP configuration.
Net module again.
So that is where I told you to remember this command, these things. What comes under local traffic? What's self IP comes under system tab or network tab? Anyone?
Network tab.
Network.
So I hope you, who was saying that it's come under system?
I was confused about it, Ritesh.
I hope you got it now, right?
I've got it.
Okay, that is where I told you, right? You just need to remember these things, what comes under network, what comes under, it will come, don't worry. So I will exit it. I will exit it. Now first I want to see the self IP configuration, where I need to go.
Net.
Self IP configuration, I want to see how many self IPs are there in my F5. First, which command I need to run? Here.
Net.
Okay. Now after
Question
that,
mark.
VLAN.
Question mark.
sorry.
VLAN.
Question mark.
Okay. Excellent. So self IP is
Self.
this.
Okay.
So I want to go to self. Now which command?
List.
List.
Anyone has any questions so far? You can ask. This is very important, guys. If you understand this tree structure, you will never forget it. That is why I told you. Now, one more thing. Now I want to see the health monitors. How many health monitors are there in my F5? Can anyone wants to initiate? Where I need to go to see the health monitor configuration? I'm into network module now. Health monitor comes under which module?
LTM.
So where I need to go first, what I need to enter here.
Exit.
Okay,
Exit.
then
Exit.
Again exit.
okay. Now where I need to, what should I mention here?
LTM.
Even you can mention question mark. You will come to know. See this. Even it will give you module. What are the commands? See everything. I want to create some configuration. You need to create. So let's go into LTM. Now where I need to go? Anyone? I want to see health monitor configuration.
So question mark we can try.
Okay. Now I will go to components.
Monitor it is there.
Is there any monitor?
Yes, it was there above, sir. Start.
Okay. So I will go to monitor, right? Now which command?
Again question mark.
Show.
I need to show the all the configuration.
So then show
List. List.
or list. Yes. Configuration list.
Anyone has any confusion? So
No,
that
sir.
is why I was showing you how easy it is configuration. How easy to watch or see the CLI commands. You can check it. Even I will show you one thing that let's say when I have to configure 10 virtual servers, you can copy paste also. I will show you that. But any confusion so far on this components, what is modules, what are components? So I hope this is a tree structure which it follows and which make it easy. So you don't need to remember anything, question mark. In monitor also you can go further on. Now I want to see HTTP monitor. So what you need to go, HTTP list. Only it will show you the what are the HTTP monitors. So that is why it makes it easy, like how you can configure or do it. So now if I show you, these are the things which we did. Now I want to run this. Now let's say I want to create a, we have talked about list command, we have talked about show command. Okay. Now I want to create a new, say, node, or let's say pool member. So where I need to go? So to create any new configuration, you need to run create command. So what I will do, I will go to CLI. I will just exit. I will just exit. So I will go to create command. Which module I need to go to create a node configuration? Anyone? After create, what should come here? Your node configuration comes under which module?
LTM.
So you need to go to create LTM, then you can run question mark. Now I want to configure node. So I will go create LTM, just press N, then it will show you tab. After N, I'm just pressing tab. So I will go create LTM node, then question mark. You can give name of the node, let's say S5, question mark. Address, IP address of the node. Enter an IP address 10.2.2.65. So this is the command to configure through CLI. Now let's go to GUI and see whether node has been created or not. Can you see this S5?
Sir, we don't need to run a save command.
Sorry, yeah. Now I'm coming into that part. Now you have done the new configuration. After that, you need to run this command, save sys quick, so that it becomes your permanent configuration. Okay, guys. Any confusion? Anything
Yes,
on this?
I have a question. So this one is getting saved in common partition by default. What if we have multiple partition? Do we need
Then
to
you need to run
mention
save
somewhere?
sys config all partition. There is a
No, I'm
then
asking for the configuration part. Like we created this command. So anywhere we have to mention the partition
yeah,
that
sir.
I
Here is
need
the
to.
command. Let's say if you have a partition. Let's say you have a partition. Then first of all, you need to go there, right? There is a command. If there is a partition, then you need to run this cd, then partition, then run save sys config. That will save in that partition.
Okay, got it.
I will discuss that. There is a partition topic that once we created in user list, there is a user role where I will discuss about partition. I will show you.
Right. Thank you.
But this is a config to save it. Save sys config.
Can you show that
And
command again?
sorry.
Can you show that command again? How to
Yeah,
get?
sir. It's save sys config.
No. The command you used to configure the node, right?
Okay. You
Create.
tell me, sir. I will not show you. You tell me how to configure it.
Please create LTM node. Then I give one.
No. First, see, don't cram it. First, where we need to go? Create, right?
Yeah.
Now, which module? I need to configure node. Which module I need to go?
LTM.
Now, question mark. Node.
Yeah.
Create LTM node. Now, you don't know anything. Okay, question mark. It will give you what thing you need to mention. Name.
Mhm.
Name is S7. Address 10.2.2.85.
Okay. Yeah. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Now I want to create new interface or new VLAN. Anyone wants to try? Now I want to create new VLAN in F5. What is the command? My task is I want to create new VLAN
Create
in
net,
F5.
Net it will come, sir.
create
Tell the
net,
command, sir, step by step. Create,
Create
okay.
Net.
After that,
Net.
okay.
net question.
VLAN.
You
VLAN,
can type tab also, sir. Once you click create, then nat, then type tab, TAB in your laptop. After that, it will show you many things. Now where I need to go?
VLAN.
Net.
Okay.
VLAN
After that,
name. I think we have to give the name.
okay, let's say it is HA. or I will give you anything as internal 1. Okay. Now, anything else we need to do?
No, I think that's all.
Are you sure? Do we
Yeah.
need to tag this on interfaces or not? So I will show you.
Assign this to
Network.
internal.
VLANs. See, do you assign it on interfaces or not? So you
Yes.
need to run this one. You need to remember this. Once first you need to create interfaces, then you create a VLAN. VLAN needs to bind to interfaces, then you create a self IP, and self IP is you call a VLAN. So you need to run this or remember these commands. See, first you create a interfaces, after then you create a VLAN. Let's say here I create one VLAN, internal 1. Do I need to tag it or untag it? We need to tell it, right? So the same way here, let's internal 1, now
I-
interface. Now, which command? Just press tab, add. Now it will show you. Let's say 1.3. Right now, which interface is empty? 1.2, let's say. Now, close bracket. Now, save says config. Now I will show you network, VLANs. See. Just click tab. You will get everything. So just if you go to create, you just need to remember what thing you need to configure, whether interfaces, then NAT, then tab. Let's say I want to create one routing table. So you need to type create net route. Now enter the name. So that is how you can configure. Let's say I want to create self IP. Anyone wants to try self IP configuration? Where I need to go? First create, then network, then which thing I need to go? Self. After that, new
Int.
name, int1, let's say. After that, address. Then IP address and net mask. Let's say 10.3.3.0/24. Or after that, what I need to do? Do I need to run anything else? When I
We need
create a
to tag
self
the
IP.
VLAN as well, right?
Excellent. So I will run VLAN. Which VLAN? Internal 1. Save says config. Now I will go to network self IPs. Any confusion, guys? Anyone has? So this is how it makes. Now let's say I want to create pool member. Anyone wants to try to create a pool member? Where I need to go? To configure a pool member, I need to configure a pool member now.
LTM. Create LTM.
Create
Okay.
LTM.
After that, I mentioned the tab. After
Pool.
that, where I need to go?
Pool.
Okay. Now, if you want to configure new, you can give the name or you can add on. Let's say this. Okay. Let's say I have this pool of RGB. Okay. I will give you one task. This pool I already have. I need to add one more member. Okay, we need to, let's say I want to add this member 85 IP. So my question here is very important question, guys. I need to add new pool member in existing pool. So how I can add? I will run this command. Now where I need to go? My task is I need to add one new pool member in pool of RGB. So I will just select this. Now I will select tab. I don't know the command. I will just select tab. Now where I need to go? Anything you can see related to pool members? Anything?
Members.
Okay.
Members.
Now what I need to do?
Add.
Add.
After that,
Select the IP.
The name
Enter.
of the
S7.
S7,
F5.
let's say, because anything. Okay. So it is giving me port number is missing. So what I will do is, see here in pool member there is a, so what I will do 10 dot, let's say if we'll try this port 80, close. So it says that requested pool is already there. Now guys, everyone was wrong here, right? I want to add a existing member in, sorry, a new member in existing pool. So create command is okay, or there should be any other command. Create is to configure any new thing. So here you need to run this modify to modify any existing configuration. So create is to configure new thing because but pool is already there. So I will mention modify LTM pool of RGB members add. Now here I can add it. Let's say I add S5 colon 80. So I will close bracket. Now save sys config. Now let's see, because pool member is a combination of IP plus port, node plus port. So let's go here. Can you see S5? Any confusion anyone has? Now guys, I want to delete this. I want to delete this pool member from this pool. My task is I want to delete this 10.2.2.80 from this pool. Anyone wants to try this?
Instead of modify it, we will use delete, right?
Sir, again, try to understand the question. Maybe you are correct. I cannot say. I want to, there is one pool of RGB. From that pool, I want to delete which pool member? 10.2.2.80, 80. This one I want to delete.
Okay, I think, sir, we need to go first in modify, then we have to use the delete keyword.
Okay, modify then. What I need to go?
LTM.
So you were saying previously delete. If I delete this, then whole pool will get deleted.
Yes, correct. I got it after that. Sir.
Now modify, then LTM, then after that,
We need to select this
Pool. After that, pool.
pool.
okay, after that,
Pool name.
After that,
And then
Member.
members.
okay, after that,
And here deletes.
Delete.
after that, which one you need to delete?
S5, sir.
This one, correct?
This one 10.2. Okay.
Now close it. Save, says config. Now let's see. I will go to members. So how is CLI, guys? Is it easy? So you can also check my video of how to learn CLI in 30 minutes. Everything is covered in same thing. So don't cram it, everything is available. You just need to understand which module, which component is there, that's it. Sub module and component. Now guys, let's say I have 3 pools. I want to delete this pool. Whole pool I want to delete. Which command? Anyone wants to try this? Now I want to delete this whole pool of FTP.
You can start with the delete first.
Okay, delete. Now,
LTM.
okay. After that,
Pool.
after that,
Select the pool.
Name of the pool.
but it is giving me option that it is used in virtual server.
We have to remove from here first.
Correct. But this is the way you need to delete it. Okay, guys. So why it is calling? Because there is this one. This pool is called in this virtual server. So you need to select here none and update. Like that is the thing you need to do it. After that, once it is corrected, here it's there is one FTP VIP also. Here you can just remove. Has been removed. Now let's try. Save, says config. Now I will go to GUI. See guys, previously we have 3 pools. Now we only have 2 pools. Any question, guys? Anyone else? They can ask now.
So can we change the IP of any particular node by the CLI command?
Good question. Let's try. I will not say yes or no. I only try. So which node you want to modify?
Anyone you can select anyone.
Let's say I want to modify S5 IP. Okay.
Mhm.
And previously IP was 10.2.2.65. Let's say you need to correct the IP address to 90. Okay. This is the question,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Anyone guys want to try this? Where first I need to run which command here out of this global command?
Modify.
Excellent. Modify LTM. Now node. Which node we were talking about? 10 dot. Okay. S5. After that, guys, anything we are getting now to change it? S5. So I'm not getting any option for changing IP here. Even in CLI, I will show you. Can you change it? No. So there is no command. So there is only thing I don't want you to try that. Let's say better is to delete and add a new node. That is the best solution. There is no way you can modify the virtual server IP. Let's say virtual server is this. You can modify this, but node IP, there is no option. But let's say, because after there is, let's try. Okay, new thing. There is no way here, but I will run this command. Enter 10.2.2.90:80. One or more properties needs to be selected. So what I will do is question mark 10.2.90:80. So it is not giving me and text name. So what was wrong? I am getting entering. So everything seems to be fine. So just last thing I will try. Question mark. So it is not letting me do. S5 description it's giving me, but if I want to enter IP, it's not taking. Now if I run this create LTM node S7 10.2.2.90. So it's not letting me do it. If I create S8, so what is the, guys, I'm running wrong when I need to create a new node, let's say. So what is the command we tried? Create LTM node. It's saying this is existing. See, but you cannot modify the IP address because it is not letting me do. That's what I was keeping trying to do it. But if you want to modify virtual server IP, that you can do, but something you cannot modify the IP because there is no option in GUI also. Same option you cannot see. There is only if I want to update. Let's say if I want to update here, there is no thing. You either you can delete or you can change these properties, health monitor or anything. But particular IPs or what that you cannot replace. Same thing here also. Only thing is you can delete and modify. Now let's say if I go to node, there is 100 node already created. Okay, who was asking this question? Is it clear now? So see, I only try,
sir.
keep trying. I'm not sure whether it will work or not. I do the lab because they are giving me options, right? They have given me, I know what is CLI and I know how to go it. Just click tap, 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 you will get it. Any other question, guys? Anyone has? Because this is a very important topic. I will show you why it is important now. One last scenario I want to cover here is, let's say guys, I have a requirement to configure 100 virtual servers. Okay. One way is either I need to do manually. Another way is, guys, I can push. I will create one configuration in Notepad and push here in CLI. So how I can do is, I will run this command list LTM virtual. I will take one virtual server. This one, I will take it. I will go to Notepad. I will run this. Now I want to create 100 virtual servers. I will not help here, but what I will do, I will show you 5 virtual servers quickly. So I will go here, change the name to L3 forwarding 1. IP address, I will change it to 10.2.2. Here what I will do is 192.168.1.100. Okay. Now one more virtual server. I will copy, paste, 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 paste. I will change only the name here, 201. See, pool you can depend. Whatever pool you want to call, you can call later on. But I'm just creating a forwarding. In forwarding, you don't need a pool. 102. Name I will change to 3. 4. 103. So 100, 101, 102, 103, and 105. So let's say I want to push this quickly. I have created 4. I need to create 5 virtual servers. I will copy. Here I need to push it. So how to push configuration in CLI? Very, very important. It will really benefit you. Load sys config from terminal merge. What it do is, guys, whatever you run in here, the terminal, that will merge into your existing configuration. It will not touch your existing configuration. New configuration will get merged into your existing configuration. So I will go here. So I will show you. I will go to GUI. So right now, how many virtual servers there are here? 4. Now, if I push that, there should be 9 virtual servers total. So I will minimize. I will copy. I will go to here. I will enter this command, load sys config. Now I will just copy paste. What is the command to save this? Control D to submit. If something is wrong, you can mention Control C. So Control D. So it has taken the configuration. I will say save sys config. Now guys, let's see. I'll go to virtual server. I want to configure 200 pool members. It comes helpful in migration also, guys. Let's say you want to do box to box migration and you don't have a backup file. So you can do that way also. One scenario for this, one use case, I will tell you. Quickly, one use case, I will tell you. There are many use cases in automation, it will help. Second use case is, let's say guys, I have old F5 hardware box, which is 2000 series. Now I need to migrate into new F5 box, which is I series 2800. But here I have one more F5, which is a virtual box. For the same customer, I need to migrate configuration of this box also and this box also to one. I have two, due to some issues, this hardware box capability was full. So I configured for temporary purpose one virtual F5 with temporary license for the same customer. Now I need to migrate this two F5 into new box. First thing is, guys, you can take, I will tell you backup UCS file of this and import it here. That will work. But what about this? You cannot load two UCS file into one UCS. So what is UCS? I will tell you. It is a backup of your whole configuration. So in that case, either first you migrate this box to this box, and after that, this configuration you can manually do it using this command load sys config from terminal merge. Because two boxes you need to migrate into one box. First, either you can migrate fully this box, that is a good solution, and then this virtual box anyways has less configuration. You can manually move it, right? You can take all configuration. I will tell you how you can watch all configuration when we take UCS. Then manually you can copy paste in Notepad and import it like this. Load sys config. This way you can load it. It is very useful command, guys. It will really benefit. On internet you might not be able to see this, but it really benefit when you configure same type of customers many requests. You can make a template and just change IP addresses and all. Any question, guys? Anyone has on this? See, I only did IP change and the name change. That's it I did. So we discussed, there are many commands we discussed. One is create, one is delete, exit, list, load, modify, and save. So mostly all the commands we have discussed. So any questions now you can ask, guys. Okay, guys, if you don't have any question, let's proceed further on. Now, guys, this is very important thing. When I talk about F5, guys, F5 has different config files. First one is your virtual server spool snat monitors, on which file it is stored. So this is the directory, config bigip.conf. Your network configuration that is stored in your bigip_base. So when I will discuss HA, guys, in HA I will discuss that this bigip.conf, whatever changes you do in F5.1, this will get synchronized automatically in F5.2. You don't need to manually configure. Let's say this one is an active box and this one is a passive box. So whatever changes you do here, let's say I configure new virtual server, it will automatically get synchronized to F5.2. That is where how failover will happen, right? If this box goes down, it should take. That is very important.
Sir,
So
one doubt.
yeah.
Can you show how to go there in /config bigip?
Yeah, that I will show you when I will discuss about backup. I'm
Okay.
just telling you, just remember this, I will show you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So that is where, guys, these things you need to remember. See, virtual servers, profiles, all which comes under your local traffic that is stored in this big IP.conf. One network configuration that comes under your base.conf. And license file, there is a license file that is also there in your big IP.license file. Now, how to go there, guys? So there is a concept of backup. I think maybe we discussed, but I will show you again. There is a backup command and there is a restore command. So let's discuss. I have one F5 box. Now let's say this box goes down. And I want to configure new F5 same as this F5. That is called RMA box. RMA box means it is a replacement of this F5 box. So what happened? F5 was working properly. This F5 was working properly. But due to some corruption or something, or you have done some upgrade of this F5. Let's say this F5 was in 12 version. You upgraded into 13 version. But after upgrade, F5 is not coming up. So what you can do? It's not coming up. You have taken the console. It's showing the error. Only option is you need to call F5 and ask them for the RMA. Now new box came in and you need to quickly configure it to restore it, right? So how you can restore it quickly? So there comes your backup and restore of F5. Backup means you should have a backup so that you can restore an F5. So how to take backup is called UCS file, user configuration set. So how to take a backup? It's very easy, 1 to 2 steps. I will go to system, archive. Here I will create. So I will say, let's say I'm doing some upgrade. I will say upgrade 16th October 2022. Now, what is this encryption? Disabled and enabled. Encryption means, guys, let's say this file, someone got an access. Let's say I will store this file in my desktop. It should be password encrypted so that no one else can open it. I will apply a password to this file. And what does this private key? Private key means your SSL certain key. We will talk about this next class in SSL session. Because in SSL, there is a private key and public key concept, right? When you upload any certificate, you should have a key also for encryption and decryption. So this also I want to include. Now, what I will do, I'm doing is, guys, here, I'm taking a backup. I have this F5. I'm taking backup of this F5. Backup will include your whole configuration. And it is also called UCS, user configuration set. That is an advantage of. So why you need to take backup, guys? First thing is, let's say after upgrade, whenever you do any critical changes in your network, guys, before doing critical changes, you should take a backup. Because see, whenever you need to replace your box event in any event failure, maybe box is not coming up. In that case, this is required, right? So that you can restore it. If you don't have a backup, then guys, you will stuck. It is a bad impression in your site. So that is why I always suggest to take a backup whenever you do any critical changes, so that you are not worried what will happen if box is not coming up. So whether you do any upgrade or any critical changes, maybe virtual server related changes, critical changes, maybe licensing part, license renew you are taking, at that time also I will suggest. So UCS will contain, it will save your all configuration in one archive file. So I will show you one thing here. First, I will take a backup. I will finish it. Okay. So you need to go to System tab, Archive tab. And I'm creating one archive. So what things it contains? UCS. It contains your configuration file. I was talking about bigip.conf, bigip.base, right? That contains here. Next one is a license file. It will take your SSL cert and key. And if you have created multiple users account, that will also take consideration. So this will stored in where? See, it is stored in where local UCS by this name. So I will click OK. Now guys, one question to you. I have taken the backup. Okay. Now I'm doing upgrade and box is not coming up. Will this backup help me? What I need to do, guys? This backup is present in my box and this box goes down. It's not coming up. Now I need to configure the same configuration in my new F5. I don't know what were the configuration people have done in this box. So what thing I need to do for this? Anyone? I have taken the backup, the pre-request I have done, but this backup is present on F5 where I need to store it. So that
In local machine somewhere.
excellent. Or maybe you have some FTP server or anything. So what I need to do, I will click here, download. See, saving on the box would not end benefit, right? If that box goes down, you cannot restore it. So you need to always store in your local desktop or any remote location. Now, I will show you. Let's say I delete this all virtual servers. I'm deleting this. I'm doing some decommissioning. I will delete this. By mistake, some engineer has deleted this. By mistake, what some engineer has done, some engineer has joined your company and he has deleted all virtual server. Now customer will shout, hey, someone has deleted my configuration. I'm facing outage. So what is my option? So I will go here, I will restore the UCS. Right now my box is accessible. So I will go here. I will restore. So it will take some time. Right now virtual servers are only 3. Let's see if even after restore, whether my virtual servers will come or not. Let's see. Someone has deleted all the things. The only thing now you can do is you need to restore, right? Maybe previously yesterday someone deleted it. If you don't have the backup, then there is no option. But if you have a backup, then you can go to that file and restore. So that is why it's always suggested whenever you configure F5 from scratch, initial level, take one backup after customer is ready and everything. You have configured many virtual server, your box is running fine. I will always suggest you to take one backup file. See, box, it is a box. Something can happen. Maybe it's a user impacted. Maybe user has done some changes. Someone has deleted some configuration. So I will always suggest to take a backup of your configuration. So now let's go here. It has not came in. So it's saying configuration has not yet loaded. So it may take some time. Let's see. I'm just restoring it to see whether my deleted virtual servers will come up or not. So any question, guys, anyone has? Let's see, it's getting restored. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can ask. So see, guys.
Sir, I just missed that restoring portion. Can you show that again?
In restoring, sir, you need to just go to System tab, Archive, then go to that latest file, backup file. Go here and just click Restore. So what I did was I deleted some virtual servers. Before that, I took some backup, where that virtual servers were already present.
Okay.
So I just restored and my virtual servers are coming up. See.
Okay.
Okay, got it?
Yes, sir, I got it. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
I kept the file in the laptop. The FIS crashed. In that case, how I can upload the document?
Yes, sir,
in
that
file?
one I will come. That's that one. In that case, you need to go to your new box and you need to load it. I will come into that point. So here, let's say this box goes down and you have a backup in your laptop. Now you need to go to System tab. First, you need to go to Archive, and here it's an upload. Here you need to upload. Okay, once you upload, then on the new box, you need to run this command. Let's say you're counting this as a new box. Okay, first you need to upload that UCS file backup. Let's say this is my old box. This is goes down. Now I have a new box. In new box, I don't have any configuration. I need to restore it. You need to go to System tab, same where Archive, upload. You will upload this. Or another best way is, once you uploaded it, there is a command, load sys UCS, then that file. Another way is, in new box, you need to go to WinSCP and where local UCS, there you can load. So best way is do one thing like this. This is the way which I also follow. Let's say it's a new box. I will upload that backup here, choosing file, going to archive, upload. I will upload here that file. Then I will run this command. Load says UCS. See, it will replace my all configuration.
Sir, after we upload this UCS file, is
You
there
need to load it. That's what I'm doing it now.
okay? So, is there any additional configuration you need to make, or
Yeah, I will come into, see, not in new books you need to do. You tell me, sir. Let's say my old box goes down. Okay.
Okay.
Now I got a replacement box.
Mhm.
What are the things we need to configure?
I need to configure the management IP. for the-
Excellent. So this is a very good question he has asked. Before loading a UCS file, I have an old F5 book. Guys, this is a live production scenario, which I'm telling now. You have an old F5, you have a new F5. Okay. Now this old F5 goes down and you have done a RMA. Now your new F5 comes up. You need to just make a replica. So first thing, you will configure management IP. You will configure network configuration like self IPs and license. Because license will be new, right? It's per box. So you need to configure license. Then you need to learn this command. Load sys UCS and you need to run this command. Load says UCS, the file name, and no license, because your UCS contains license file, but it will not take a license, right? Because it's a new box. New box will have new license key, which F5 will give you. So first you need to configure licensing part and run this command. I will show you what command you need to run. Load says UCS, this one, then no license. That's it. So that it can ignore your previous old license box. So these are the things you need to do in your new box. Because you're all virtual servers that are unique, right? That are copy, replica. But your network configuration, you need to do it manually because your interfaces are different in new box. VLANs, you need to configure manually. Management IP is also different. License is also different. That's why in new box, you configure this pre-request, and after that, just restore the UCS. After that, your box is ready in 15 minutes. Okay, any question, guys? Anyone has?
So
Hello.
no license we are doing to bypass the older
Yeah,
license.
right, correct. Because your UCS contains license file also. To ignore that, we need to run this. Because
Okay,
license is per box.
And after that, once we did this command, load sys UCS, the name and the no license, it will upload the configuration here, right?
Correct.
And after that, we do not have to do anything, right?
No, nothing. Your box will be ready.
And sir, then we have bypassed
In that
the
case, you
license.
see, in that box, you need to also do one thing, right? You need to connect to the switch where the old F5 was configured, right? That network things you need to do. Because only thing is cabling part. Cabling part I missed. Cabling also you need to do.
So sir,
Because
license migration will then how happen, sir, here if we are
so license migration, you need to do licensing part again, sir. The same thing which we configured initially here. You need
So
to
after
go
this
to
command, we
license.
have to do the licensing part
No,
again.
no. First, sir.
First, okay.
Yeah.
First licensing part, then we have to bypass the older license from that
Correct.
configuration.
Correct,
Right,
sir.
Okay, got it. Sir. Thanks.
Sir, I just have one question. Suppose we are running an HA and my passive F5 goes down, and we raised an RMA for that. After that, we do the basic configuration like the
So
license
in that case,
evaluation.
you can take from passive box that configuration. You can sync it. You just
Yeah.
build an HA and it will come from that box.
Okay, so at that time we don't
Yeah,
need
I'm talking
UCS,
about
right?
yeah, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, what if we miss to exclude the license while loading the UCS file? And
No, there is, sir, you cannot restore. Why you want to restore license? Because license you get from F5, right? You just go here in license and just activate the same way we did, right? Initial level. Because that is a new box, the same way which we did when we initialized. Why you want to restore from UCS? Try to understand UCS will contain your old F5 license, but it's a new RMA box. It will not take it. It will throw a configuration error because license is unique per box. Try to understand that way.
okay, so but do we need to type any command like exclude license while
Sir, we
loading?
have done this, right? No license.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Sir, but one doubt here, because as in firewall, what I have done this licensing part, if we are having this RMA box, okay, and we are, I mean, we have to tell to tag, by raising the case, okay, with them or by calling them that my device is went down and it is not coming up. So I need to detach the license from there because
No,
the
here we
RMA
don't
box.
need to do, sir. Here you will get a new box with new license key.
Okay, with new license. No, I mean,
Yeah.
not the older license which we are.
Correct. Correct,
Okay,
sir.
okay, then that is fine, sir. Okay.
Very good question you have asked. In firewall, generally you want to detach and apply the same license here.
Exactly,
Until
sir.
that is
Exactly.
detached, that will not work. But here, every box has a unique license.
Exactly. Okay, then that is fine, sir.
Any other question, guys? It will really helpful. You feel this UCS is very helpful, guys, when you do any replacement or when you do any migration. This will come handy. Now, one more scenario, guys. Very important. Another thing I might wanted to do later on, but I will tell you here only. Now, let's say, guys, I want to do some migration. Some people had question about will you cover any migration? So in that case, let's say previously I have had a hardware box. Okay. Now customer wants to migrate into VMware box. Or maybe I have an 2000 series model. Now customer wants to move into higher module like i10800 series. So in that case, guys, how you will migrate? Same thing you will do. You will first configure your F5 from scratch, management IP, cabling part, network configuration, license configuration. But now you are going to change the platform. Previously, it was an hardware platform. Now you are going to VMware. Now your interface configuration. See, UCS contains all the things, right? It might take your interface configuration also. So to ignore that, there is one command. Very, very important thing. Now I will, so there is a command from migrate from one platform to another. Let's say I have a normal platform hardware. I want to migrate from to VMware. That is a platform change, right? In that case, guys, there is a command available which will ignore your interface configuration, which will ignore your VLAN configuration, management IP, because your UCS contains everything, right? But if it's a platform change, my interfaces will also, I want to ignore it because I will configure manually all the things. In that case, there is a command this. I will just delete this. Load says UCS platform file name first. Platform migrate. But this will not come on my side because what will happen is this platform migrate is been introduced from 12.1.3. So I will show you that article. This will really become handy, guys, in migration. So what I will do, just I'm showing you. See, this platform migrate command enable you to migrate your configuration from older platform to newer platform. So what will it do is it will ignore some platform dependent configuration objects. See, interface configuration. Maybe your virtual interfaces and hardware interfaces are different, right? Naming schema is different. Interfaces names are different. You need to ignore it. Otherwise, it will throw an error when you load. So your interfaces configuration, your VLANs, trunking will not get loaded. But this has been introduced from Big IP 12.1.3. Very important, guys. It will just migrate your whole configuration in 10 minutes. You can make your box ready, and on the migration, you can just do the cabling. So this is the command. Load says UCS file name platform migrate. I'm just sharing this article. You can just refer. This will always come handy. See, load says UCS no license and platform migrate. That's it. But if you don't run this, then there definitely will be errors because interfaces will be different, right? Your VirtualBox might not have, see, let's say my hardware box has many, see in virtual interfaces, see, I have 4 only interfaces. Okay, but in hardware, when you have an hardware module, guys, there are many interfaces like 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, 7.0, 8.0. I'm talking about hardware box. Hardware box naming schemas are like this. But you're migrating into VMware. VMware box have only 4 interfaces. So you need to do manually. You don't want to copy paste this, right? It will throw an error because it's a platform change. Let's say you're migrating from hardware to cloud, AWS. In that also there are different interfaces. So you want to ignore your license file, you want to ignore your network configuration. So this is the command. Load says UCS, then file name, platform migrate. It is a cross platform dependent. Any question anyone has on this? It's a easy, it's a tested configuration. You can try also, maybe if you have an hardware box, you can take a UCS in your, here in your, maybe you want to do some testing, right? Some features. Let's say you have a production box hardware. You can take that configuration and you can load in your laptop also, in your VMware box, and check this. You can do the lab also for this. Take your UCS from your hardware box and just load in your F5 laptop VMware using this command.
Sir, if one doubt, if we are ignoring the interface and this network, then in actual real scenario there, I mean, when we were doing this, then how it will actually, sir, going to help us? I mean,
Sir,
if
it will
interface is,
migration, right? You want to go to higher boxes or a different platform. There, these commands will help you.
so apart from this, then what actually we will get if we are ignoring this answer? The
Then if you don't run this command, then your interfaces are separate, right? In virtual interfaces are these schemas, but in hardware you have 2 dot. It will throw an error. It will not load your UCS, sir. You will not get any virtual servers, configuration pool members, anything.
so it's better to do that the ignorance part first on the new platform, then upload this configuration by
Yeah.
bypassing this interface,
Sir,
right?
first you need to do the network configuration VLAN and all, then run this command.
Then run this. Okay. Okay.
So same we can do when we are replacing in same model.
No,
Because
sir. There you don't need, right?
because
There the
at that time
interfaces are same only, right? It's not a platform, it's an hardware to hardware. I'm talking this command will only help when you're going from hardware to VMware, VMware to hardware, hardware to cloud,
but
cross
the
platform. This
interface
command
we
will
also
only,
configured manually at that time also.
yeah,
So,
sir. In that case, we need to configure it. In that case, it's an hardware to hardware. We don't, that is not a platform migrate. Try to understand platform migrate is,
yeah, that's I understand. Like if
yes.
I go from hardware to the cloud or hardware to the virtual box,
In that case, sir,
then
that will load UCS. In any ways, in both cases, you are doing management IP, licensing and network part earlier, right? Same
right.
thing you need to follow. But in that case,
Okay.
you just need to follow load says UCS, no license, that's it.
All right.
I wanted to cover upgrade, but I will not cover, but I will show you this now. I will go to WinSCP. Okay. Someone wanted to see what configuration are present. So what I will do is, I will go here, log in into WinSCP of my F5 box, root. So this file, all the files are present here. and go to config, config. Here you will find. So I will show you. I will open this. See. This is your big IP.conf. I was talking about /config. How to see this? You just go to WinSCP, go to F5, then go to your config directory, then go to your big IP.conf. This contains your virtual servers, monitors, profiles, all configuration. Now, if I want to see the network configuration file, there is big IP_base, this one. It covers your HA, it covers your network, VLANs, interfaces configuration. See, you can see self IPs here. So there are two files which you need to remember. One is bigip.conf. This is an important interview question also. One is bigip_base.conf. When I will discuss HA, there is a question there. Which configuration will get synchronized? Your network configuration never gets synchronized. What I say is, if I configure 1.1 interface here, in passive board, you know, also need to configure this. It does not get. Only your virtual servers, profiles, monitors, your pool configuration, that configuration gets synchronized. So that is important. Like this question can be asked, which configuration gets synchronized and which configuration does not get? Whatever component is present in your base configuration that does not get configuration. You need to create manually VLANs here. You need to create manually VLANs in, let's say this is an active box. This is an passive box. VLAN you need to configure here also, VLAN here, interfaces here also, tagging and all here also. But virtual servers, profiles, monitors, pools will automatically get synchronized. So just this one, all these things are present in your UCS file also. Big IP dot. Now, see, I just went to /root config, and here you can. If you don't want to take UCS, you can take this also. Now, if I show you UCS file, I will show you that also. Now, whatever things are present in UCS, you can just open this file. It is in RAR file basically. It might not be open. You need to unzip it to check this because that is a UCS. I'm just checking whether it comes. But this is what I was talking about. What is bigip.conf? What is bigip_base? And these are the three files.
So, sir, one doubt here. UCS is the whole, configuration, the big IP configuration and the base configuration, everything
Yeah,
will
it
come.
will take all, sir. It has all the things.
License as well, right?
It
Everything.
contains license, SSL certificates and key, big IP configuration files. And so there are 5 things your UCS contains. Your configuration files. Configuration files means bigip.conf or bigip.base. License file. Then user account information. Let's say you have created multiple user account, LDAP integration and all, radius or takas. That also it contains. SSL certificate and key. So these are the things. So UCS basically saves your all configuration file in your TAR format, TAR. It is an archive of your whole configuration. That is why we take a backup, right? When we do urgent changes, critical changes, we should have a backup. So that in case we need to restore it, it should get restored. Also, there is a SCF also. There is one UCS and one there is SCF. SCF only thing is SCF will only come into picture. Let's say you have F5.1, F5.2, F5.3, F5.4. It is only difference is SCF can also help you to replicate cross-platform. It is not like UCS, it is just a single configuration file. UCS contains your all these things, configuration, license file, user. Only main difference between SCF and UCS is that it does not contain your license file. That is only the difference. So UCS generally, those who take UCS generally makes device dependent. It basically help to backup and restore your existing F5s mainly, I'm telling. But nowadays they have generate UCS for platform migrate also. SCF is, let's say I want to replicate my all configuration in multiple F5 across multiple F5. I just want to replicate that. That is called SCF. So there are two things. SCF you cannot take, you will not able to see SCF file here. When I go here, big IP, system, archive. SCF is not here. So how to take SCF backup? You need to run this command. Load says file. Now you can give the name. Let's say I've given name as Vidit 16th October. Sorry, saves is load is to load. I will give name. This is how you can take SCF. SCF is a single file. UCS is basically stored in TAR. See right now UCF, see how it is opened. This is not helpful. So you need to first unzip it and you will get to know. So today task, you can do one thing. Take UCS backup and try to open that file and check what are the things there in your UCF tar file. SCF, I will show you. I have stored this SCF. Now I will go into WinSCP. I will go here 192, 168, 137.50. So I will go to which directory? My SCF is stored in where local SCF. So I will go into where local SCF. So let me see. It contains all the things. It is not a separate file. It is a single configuration file which contains your network, license. License it does not have. When you check UCS, UCS will have separate file for network. That is big IP dot base. Separate file for virtual servers, profiles and all. Separate file for license. But SCF contains all the things in single configuration file. So see, you can see everything in same, your certificates, key, everything.
So sir, in if
Virtual
we
servers.
relate, if we will relate this file with the show tag of the Cisco.
So ShowTech is a generally a QK view that you cannot relate that. That is a separate topic. That is a tech support file you are talking, right? This UCS and SCF is generally for backup and upgrade. That ShowTech is basically to help your tech engineer, right? It has many other components. You can take it as a sub part, but that is separate. But this basically concept comes under when you need to restore, when you need to migrate, where it UCS and SCF comes in.
But it's so rather than going the way which you showed there in the UCS and we were bypassing the license, instead of that we can do this SCF there, right, to uploading. Then we
When you're
don't need
doing
to run
migrate,
the-
sir, when you migrate from hardware to virtual, in that case you can use SCF also.
And in normal procedure, normal way, if we want to bypass the license, then also we can do it, right? The which you were showing earlier.
Yeah, sir, you can do it, but better is nowadays they have introduced this new concept, load says UCS platform migrate. That is best, sir, because here in SCF, sir, I will show you. In SCF, there will be a interface also configuration that will throw an error. I will show you. See, can you see this? Maybe SCF, now if you try to load this in your VMware box, it will not load because interfaces schemas are different. So that is why always try to use this. I'm just telling you because this was a concept, but no one mostly everywhere people use UCS only because UCS only thing is you just need to mention this command, right? No license. Only thing is that why you don't need to worry because see, this is the live tested box. I never use SCF. I always use UCS. Previously, this platform migrate was not there. This command was not there introduced. Now after 13 version, this command is introduced. So why I should not refer this? This is an easy way, right? Because it's ignoring my network configuration, my naming schema and all. It only takes my virtual server pools and all. So what is easy? You tell now. UCS or SCF?
Yeah, correct, sir. UCS is there. Yes. But sir, I was asking in normal way, if we are not going to the platform migration in normal way, if we are in the suppose this device itself, we are
Yeah,
going
sir,
to
that you can do it, sir. Then you can do it, sir.
SCF, we can do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can I take the UCS file from, consider I have a version of 10.x and I'm moving to another box where I have the 11.x version. So can I move the file from 10.x
Yeah,
to
yeah, sir. It does not have dependency on operating system. You can do it, sir. It's a model-wise model where UCS comes into picture. You can have different operating system and load it. That is not an issue.
Okay, but when it comes to the model, I need to have the same
Let's say
hardware.
model number you have 2800.
Mhm.
Then you're going to a upward model, right? 5600. In that case, it's a platform change or maybe whole difference you're doing. In that case, it takes consideration. You can use it. So your question was you're using previous box was 10.
Correct. Yes.
So first of all, why you want new box comes in? Why you want to move into 11 without testing? I will never suggest it. You just need to do RMA. Try to understand you're doing RMA, sir. You're not doing 10 to 11. Why you want to take this as a consideration? UCS is just a backup of your file.
Okay.
Why you need to go to 10 to 11? Are you getting me? Don't get confused between operating system.
Mhm. Okay, sir. Yeah, got it.
Operating system should be considered as a separate activity upgrade.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is an upgrade activity, sir. Their UCS, I'm only taking UCS because let's say I have an operating system 12. I'm upgrading to 13.
Mhm.
In that case, box is not coming up. I should have a backup, right? So that I can do RMA. Are you getting me, sir?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes, this makes sense. Sir. Yeah, got it.
This is where when you do any critical infrastructure changes,
Mhm.
That is where you should have a backup, right?
Yep.
Maybe someone is doing some decommissioning, or maybe someone is doing some migration. Maybe somewhere someone is doing upgrade. That is where your backup concept comes in.
Okay.
Simple scenario is you're upgrading a box, but it's not coming up. Then will you introduce a new box with 12 or 13? 12,
Also-
right? Because 12 to 13 there was an issue.
Yeah, right.
So I need to quickly restore. My customer is shouting. I need to restore it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Understand. I completely understand. Thank you.
Any other question, guys? So today's class was very, very important, guys. I wanted to cover yesterday also, but due to some internet outage, anyways, I had a backup, but the whole internet line, fiber line was broken up. So I would suggest if you can try this to restore and CLI, both are very, very important topic, guys. And if someone can take a live configuration, UCS file and restore it, that will do a lab for that also. That is very important. So just I want to cover upgrade also, but I won't be doing today. I will discuss next class upgrade. But this one, if you have any question, if you want, we can cover upgrade also. It's only a 15-minute topic. If you guys are okay, or you want to cover next class, you tell me. I wanted to cover TCP dump and upgrade. So should
Next
we
week.
do
And next
today?
class, sir.
Yeah, next week.
Okay, then. So I will just stop recording.